This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Denzel Bentley on Zoom. Denzel, obviously, first and foremost, how you keeping?
I'm good, thanks, man. I'm just chilling, enjoying the little time I do have off before I get back to it.
Let's obviously get into that and the reason why you're looking to get back into it immediately. This past weekend, you had a unanimous decision draw with Mark Heffron. Just reflect on the fight for me first and foremost, mate.
Yeah, it was a good fight. A lot of people were entertained, so that's a good thing. I don't think I've heard one person say it was a bad fight. I think it lived up to the expectation. But ultimately, I think I made my own mistakes, and I think I can correct them, next time we get back out there.
What did you make of the fight as the rounds were progressing? Just talk me through the fight, Denzel, from your own perspective.
I thought I started well. I thought I started very well. I thought I started good. I was hitting combinations, countering him. All my shots were sharp and crisp. And then, getting to the middle rounds, I kind of lost concentration a bit and started slowing down. Just happy to just move my feet, and bounce around and throw the odd 1-2 shots, which I still thought, I was doing the better work. But if I kept on the work that I was doing from the beginning, there's no way they could have called it anything else but a win for me. I still thought I won. I felt like I came back strong in there, and I feel like in between, maybe the 6th and 7th, maybe the 8th, he was kind of coming back on strong, just walking me down, and I was happy to just move about. But I believe I could have stayed there with him because I felt like when I was standing there with him, I felt like my work was good there. But in my head, I was just thinking, there's no need to get into a tear up, just move about. And then I think I was winning the 9th round, and then I got clocked. He hit me with a big shot in the 9th round, but that's the only time he had me going in the whole fight or in that round. So after that, I came out of that good. Then I finished the 10th round strong. So I think even if I won the first 4-5 rounds plus the last round, I should have been up anyway.
We'll come on to the scoring and what have you in a moment, but just to stick with the fight itself, dropping him in the second round, what was going through your mind at that point?
Yeah, I knew I hit him with a good shot, but I knew he wasn't ready to go yet. It was too early in the fight. It was the second round. I know Mark's a fit guy. He's a strong guy, and I just knew he wasn't ready to go yet. I just thought, just keep running him down, and he'll be ready to go. But by the time I thought he was ready to go, if I'm being honest with you, I didn't have the same, sort of energy or concentration to be stick it on him. I thought, all right, we're boxing and we're winning now, so we don't have to go all out to try and stop him. Which he was trying. He was trying to go all out to stop me, loading up on every shot because he probably felt like he needed to stop me to win, and I was maybe a bit too comfortable just boxing and moving. But at the end of the day, I think, yeah, it's just his way, isn't it?
Did the fight go the way you anticipated in regards to the styles? Obviously, you boxing a lot more than Mark looking to land that big shot, looking to try and effectively stop you if he could have done.
Yeah. I did expect that.
Did Mark deliver anything differently to what you would have thought when you was in the ring?
No, not really. Not really. Not in a rude way neither. Just obviously, with Mark, it's kind of what you see is what you get in it. So obviously, when he's fighting someone that's less, that's not on his level, he's a lot more forward, throws more shots, puts his shots together, bam, 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 whatever. And when he's fighting someone that's, on his level or above, he just tries to walk you down and throw big shots, as you see him try to do against Williams and how he tried to do against me.
Let's obviously come on to the scoring now, Denzel. It ended 95-95 3 times over. A lot of kind of surprised by that over social media. Like I said to you off camera, there was a large portion of people who kind of either work in boxing or have worked in boxing who did edge towards you or had the fight scored in your favour, and were certainly surprised to see 95-95 3 times, especially considering you dropped him twice. Was you surprised by the fact that the judges all scored the same card, first and foremost?
Yeah. But if I'm being honest, when I heard the first 95, I thought they were going to say 94 because obviously the 10-8 round. So I'm thinking 95, and then they said 95, and I'm thinking, how do you get that score? Do you know what I'm going to say? I think I thought I won the majority of the rounds plus the knockdown, which should have put me up. In my head, I was thinking, if I win this last round, I've definitely got this. I thought, lose the last round and you're giving them a chance to come back. But if I'm being honest with you, I'd like to see the judges' scorecards. I'd like to see, you know, what rounds they scored to him and what rounds they scored to me. And I have a feeling that they gave a few even rounds, even though I've learned that you're not really, not that you're not allowed, but you're not really meant to do that. You're meant to kind of, you know, pick a winner of that round. But at the end of the day, listen, you can't argue with three judges that scored it the same. But when I heard unanimous, I thought I had it. I thought, that's me. You know what I'm going to say? But I don't know, man. I don't know. They saw the same fight, but I know what I need to do next time. I feel like if I do the same thing again with different judges, I would have won. But you don't want to do that when they've just scored it a draw, and you know this guy was coming on strong towards the end of that. So
Then just pick that one back up there. What did you make of the fact that a lot of people over social media seem to be favouring yourself or edge towards you if you'd have seen a reaction after the fight?
yeah, no, it's made me feel like, okay, at least it's not just me. Like I don't feel deluded. I don't feel like, you know, I'm just up my own ass. Like everyone else, or a lot of other people thought I won. Other people have messaged me saying that, oh yeah, you know what, you did win, but a draw's fair. You made your own mistakes. A lot of people inboxing like fighters, not promoters, but like managers and people that do shows, like small shows, and of course, like interviewers, like everyone. People have told me that, well, they think I edged it by a round or two. Some people messaged me saying, well, they had me up 3 rounds. Someone told me that on the ESPN show, they had me up by like 3 rounds, I think, or more, by 3 rounds. I'm thinking that, you know what I'm going to say, like everyone else saw a different fight to what the judges saw. And it's made me feel like, okay, cool, then at least, you know, my stock's risen a little bit, and it hasn't made me feel like, yeah, you absolutely spoke everything.
I know it's obviously it wasn't the outcome you wanted, but how frustrating is it, this kind of period of reflection, knowing that in your own mind, and like I said, you know, a lot of people have social media backed you and thought you'd won, not getting a result, how frustrating a period is this for you to kind of reflect on it all?
It's annoying. It's proper annoying, man, because everyone's like, oh, don't worry about it, though, man. You get me in a rematch, your stock's risen and all of that stuff. But first of all, if they just gave me what I feel like I deserved, there wouldn't need to be a rematch. Even though it was a good fight, I could move on and maybe come back to it later if you're doing well. Secondly, my stock would have risen even more by beating a guy like that. Like, I told everyone I was confident I'm going to beat him, and obviously I showed what I'm about. I know I made my own little mistakes in the ring, but that's due to experience. Imagine me fighting that type of fight with no experience. Like, you know what I'm going to say? And obviously, lastly, I've got to draw my record now. I should be 14-0 with perfect record, but it is what it is. Nothing can last perfect. It is what it is. I know I can bounce back. I know I can still make a career out of this and be what I aspire to be in a sport, which is a world champion. But listen, at the end of the day, it's very annoying, but I just got to make sure, you know, I make it right when we run it back.
Final question on the fight before we move on to the potential rematch. What did you make of the commentary? There seems to be, again, a lot of people have social media that, and certainly saw it for myself, that maybe you weren't given as much credit as what you deserved when you was in the ring. I know you've watched the fight back. What have you made of it?
Commentary was horrible. Horrible. I'm not even going to front. I'm not going to act. I wasn't happy with it. And I just feel like they were riding me a bit too hard. But at the end of the day, I'm not even looking at the commentators to give me praise. I just want them to call what's being seen on the fight. I feel like my work went unnoticed, especially in the early rounds. I know in like the mid rounds, I started drifting off, so can't really complain with whatever they're calling there. But listen, I watched it back a few times, but I don't even think they were really giving me credit for putting him down. Like, no one's ever put this guy down before. He's meant to be a big, destructive puncher. I was taking a step too far. I was the one that was inexperienced, 13 fights, didn't have a long amateur career. This guy had been boxing since he was a baby, 8 years old or something. Long amateur career, turned pro 10 years ago, coming through like a raging bull, stopping everyone. Only Liam Williams stopped him in his track, which is, you know, world level or whatever. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? But then I come in there, and then the best thing they could say about me is, oh, if he loses, he can come back. And I wasn't even losing the fight at that point when they said that. So it's just one of those things where I just ignored it, and I thought, you know what, it is what it is. People are going to have their opinions about you, and it doesn't hurt if you don't take it too personal. So I ain't going to take it personal. That's obviously what they saw, and that's their opinion, isn't it? But the opinion of everyone else on Twitter and on Instagram and on social media and my people around me is also different. I know on social media, a lot of people weren't happy with the commentary as well. I saw that when I look back at the comments and stuff. They were like, the commentary is very biased and it's very one-sided. But listen, it is what it is. I think him being the home fighter as well kind of played a part in everything too, without trying to be rude or throw shade or disrespect anyone. I think sometimes being a home fighter can sway a lot of opinions, whether it's to do with judges or commentary or refereeing. Or I'm not saying I felt like the ref was being biased or anything, but I'm just saying it could sway a lot of opinions. It is what it is, man.
Just to move forwards and very quickly, Denzel, before I leave you to enjoy the rest of your day, briefly touched on the rematch a couple of questions ago. Have you had any talks about that? Do you expect to see that before the year's out?
When we got out the ring, they said rematch, and I said, let's run it back. And they said they're up for it. So the rematch needs to happen because I need to put this right. It's bugging me. Like, it's actually bugging me. It's bugging me. But listen, the rematch needs to happen. I'm not cutting no corners or whatever. I'm all for it. Like, I didn't have to even take this fight in the first place, but I was trying to, progress myself or be someone in the sport. You know what I'm saying? It's mad that people don't even respect that. I don't know whether maybe it's because I'm not a fighter that's been, mad promoted from the beginning of my career. But if this was someone that came out of the Olympic squad and had like 10 fights and they were going to fight someone at a danger, man, they'll be getting mad credit. Like, oh, he can go under the radar and blah, 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 this, that, and all these things. I've seen it before. When I want to step out my shadow and, try and push on and try and be great or whatever. Oh, what's this kid doing? He's taking a step too far. Oh, he's getting too big for his boots. Oh, he's going to get chinned. He's going to get knocked out. And all I'm seeing before the fight is negative comments. And at first, I was biting, saying, nah, I'm replying. And then I thought, you know what? Do what you're doing. Prove them wrong by showing them on the night that you can fight for me. And obviously, I've done my thing now, and I'm seeing a lot more positive comments from everyone. A lot more positive comments from everyone. But only people that really believed I was going to do what I was going to do with my team and my family and my close friends, like literally. And people that already know me, that see me in the gym or see me in the amateurs with the short amateur career I had. But listen, it is what it is. It's all good. I'm a positive guy, and I take positive from that. At least I got to turn some heads. I got to prove some people wrong. And some of the people that were backing Mark to win or beat me up or knock me out or whatever, and he's too much for me, he's a machine, have come back to me and said, yo, listen, I was backing Mark, but I thought you won that, or you're better than I thought in that. So I guess that's a good thing.
Denzel, we will leave it there, and we'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. Final word to yourself, though, for everybody who did tune in this past weekend, what would you like to say to them?
Tune into the rematch. Let's run it back. Yeah? It's going to be different. I'm telling you, man.
Denzel, I'll catch up with you soon. Obviously, keep yourself safe and look after yourself, and I'm sure that'll get in there soon, hopefully. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Nice one. Thank you.